Here we have for sale our exceptionally rare and unusual Toyota Dyna Tipper. This is actually a three-way tipper. It's got the 3-litre D4D engine with 144 brake horsepower. It's the same engine that you would find in the Toyota Hilux of this age. What we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec which is on this particular vehicle. I'll also operate the tipper as well, so you can see that in action, go in the different ways that it can tip. And we'll also talk you through the condition as well, seeing as this vehicle is currently available for sale at the time of recording. So first thing to mention is the body on this particular tipper. So this is it's a medium wheelbase chassis, so it's got a 10-foot tipper body on it. The tipper body is made by Scatolini, which is a very well-known tipper and body maker for a number of different tippers. And as you can see here, we've got the alloy sides on it, which of course you can drop down using these handles just here. So by simply lifting up these handles, you can drop each side down individually like so. So very, very simple to do. While we're here as well, we can have a look at the bed. Of course, you probably guessed this has been freshly painted. We do this with every tipper that we have in. So this is all freshly painted and looking absolutely fantastic. Of course, it has been used, but all in all, this has had a very easy life. And you'll see as we walk around this tipper, the condition of this particular example is absolutely exceptional. We've got tie-down points here, which lift up from the floor like so. And that allows you then to tie loads down in the back if you want to. One big advantage of the Toyota Dyna Tipper is they do have a fantastic payload. So even for a tipper of this size, there's over an 1100 kilo payload with these particular examples. And as I say, being the three-way tipper is exceptionally unusual. I believe at the moment this is the only one available in the country. At the back of the vehicle, we can see that this has got the double rear wheel axle at the back, and very, very nice indeed. Lovely to see. It's got really good tyres. It's got the Michelin Cross Climate tyres on the back of here, and as you can see, treads on those looking really, really smart. You've got the spare wheel, of course, underneath as well. But having a good look here around the tipper body in general, it's looking really, really clean and straight. As I say, these alloy bodies can sometimes have a bit of a hard life, and you see them all bent out of shape. But as you can see here, looking down the sides of this vehicle, it is looking really, really clean. As I say, one of the best examples that you'll see anywhere, I think, as I say, for this age. Moving then round to the front of the vehicle, that classic Dyna cab, often described as sort of like miniature lorries, these little things. Because as I say, the sort of the driving position. But in terms of condition here, again, the theme continues. It's all looking really, really clean and straight. A couple of little stone chips, of course, as you'd expect on any vehicle. But as you can see, even the mirrors, which stick out nicely, they're all in really, really good order. If we have a look inside the cab here as well then, and as I say, we can then move on to operating the tipper and showing you how this works. As I mentioned, it's got the Toyota D4D engine, a fantastic engine, which of course known for their brilliant reliability as well. Electric windows inside the cab here. If we look at, of course, it's running at the moment. You can see the mileage there, 39,893 miles. So really, really low mileage example. You can see it's all idling correctly. There's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard as well. Having a look at the interior of the vehicle, it's in fabulous condition inside. As I say, we bought this directly from the previous owner, who was actually quite sad to see it go. He was really enthusiastic about the vehicle and really clearly cared for it, which I'll show you with the service history which we've got with the vehicle as well. Only thing really to mention, and really anywhere on the vehicle, there is this small hole here in the driver's seat. We are going to get our trim specialist to repair that, but otherwise, I mean, there's virtually nothing sort of negative condition wise to talk about on the vehicle at all. Looking then in the center here, looking at the radio, you can see you've got a TomTom sat nav unit just here, and you've got a USB port as well. Like a lot of Toyotas, they are quite simple inside, of course, all really well made. Got a couple of cup holders just here. We've got a cigarette lighter just there as well. And of course you've got the tipper controls just there. But before we operate the tipper, I just want to show you the service history. So we've got a fantastic file here of bills, of course the original service book, and there is bills in here outlining the services that have been carried out, everything, all the previous MOTs and things like that, all really nice to find. Instead of going through every bill, I've made a quick note here of the services which have been done. So we've got 5 services, or proof of 5 services, last at 33,202 miles in February 2020, and we've actually got the previous seller had bought all the Toyota genuine servicing parts for the vehicle to be serviced again now before it is sold. So of course we're going to be servicing it using those genuine Toyota parts before it goes. Anyway, let's move on to having a look at how the tipper operates. Very, very simple. We've got the controls back here. Simply by pressing on the up button there, you can see that the tipper begins to rise. So what I'll do first is I'll lift it all the way up so you can see the body and everything underneath, and then we'll tip it to one side so I can show you how simple it is to do that. And there we go, tipper's all the way in the up position there. And let's have a good look at the chassis and everything under here, the back of the cab. As you can see, it's all looking really, really smart under here. Looking really, really nice. As I say, for a tipper of this age, it is absolutely exceptional to find one like this. Clearly very well looked after. I'll go around to the other side as well. You can see the angle that really gets up to as well. Obviously being Toyota, they're going to be about as well made as you're going to find. Looking at the chassis under here, it's all looking really, really good. And as I say, of course, we're going to be putting it through the workshop as well before it goes out to fully check it over mechanically. Right, so let's put the tipper back down, and then I can show you how we tip this to the side. So being as the position of the vehicle, I'll tip it this way. But first, let's just lower the body. And you can see it coming down there. So it's all operating absolutely spot on. Okay, so pretty straightforward when it comes to the tipper. You've got these points here, and this is what you're going to be using to be able to tip it from side to side. So at the moment, we've got these pins here in the back of the body. So if you can imagine, we've got one of these on each corner. So if you've got a pin in the back too, when you operate the tipper body, it's going to tip up that way. If you have a pin in there and there, then it's going to tip that way, and obviously vice versa on the other side. So if we pull out the pin here, so these just need to be turned and then pulled out. This is the pin in question. You have this bar here, which just needs to be pushed out of the way, like so. That goes in the hole, turned there, and it is as simple as that. So what we do now, back inside, operate the tipper, and it will begin to tip up sideways. And that is where these vehicles are so practical, is having this versatility to tip it from side to side as well. And there we are, tipped all the way to the side. How strange is it seeing a vehicle like that with the tipper body going to the side, but how practical is that? If you're going into a tight space, not only can you tip up from the back, but you can also open the side and tip the cargo or the load off to the side as well. And again, this gives you another aspect then of the chassis here underneath, all looking really, really clean and straight under here. And it is as easy as that to operate. Exceptionally rare. So just to summarize, Toyota Dyna, this is the medium wheelbase tipper. So it's got a 10-foot body on the back. It's a 3-way tipper. That 3-litre D4D engine, 144 brake horsepower. There is also no VAT to pay on this particular example. I mean, where would you find another one with these sorts of miles, this condition, service history, and a 3-way tipper as well? Exceptionally rare. This is not a vehicle that we're going to be able to replace very easily. It's going to come with a fresh service using Toyota genuine parts, and absolutely, as I say, beautiful condition throughout, and no VAT to pay as well. Absolutely fantastic. If you'd like to inquire, please feel free to give us a call on either of the numbers listed here at the bottom of the sign. We can arrange finance at very competitive rates, starting as low as 7.9% APR. And we can also take cars or vans in part exchange. If you've got a tipper currently, we can take a tipper in part exchange, a drop side, anything like that. We can give fair prices on your part exchange. Thank you very much for watching.